just a couple months of doing circles once a week, there was a conflict on a school bus. And the kids said, hey, it was like a sports team. They said, hey, we need to circle up about this, like literally on the bus. And they arranged themselves in a circle on the bus. Somebody said, we need a talking piece. And the adults just sat there, jaws down.
Folks, welcome to another edition of Quick Bites. I am here with the bubbly, giggly, fun, highly intelligent Ginger Lewman from the Resilience team, and I am Eric Nachtigal, and we are giggling just because we're doing Quick Bites, and here comes another one, talking about kids leading, kids learning, and I got a question, Miss Ginger. When should we bring kids into the running and leading of circles?
Ooh, yeah, this is going to be a quick bite. ASAP. All right, thanks for listening, friends.
Right now, they should be doing it. Okay. There's more than that. I bet there is.
Okay. So when we talk about circles, we're not just talking about, circling up on the rug and having story time. We're talking about circles, which is a formal process that can be fun and light. It doesn't have to be heavy. It's just formal process that goes back to ancient times of how humans have been gathering for millennia, gathering around watering holes, gathering around fire, gathering around and listening to stories and one another and hearing wisdom. And this is a process that is being used in the restorative practices, is how can we gather and listen with one another, to move toward conflict, to resolve conflict, to grow together, to learn one another so that we can create space and accountability for being human and the condition that is being human. And so when we're doing this work with schools, I find, Carmen finds herself, you do, we go out and we go to schools and we're teaching teachers, educators, adults. I would love to go to a school someday when they say, hey, we want to learn about this. And hey, there's a group of kiddos here that are kind of leaders in the school. We want them to learn about this too. Because I think if we did that together, gosh, that's peanut butter and chocolate, y'all. I mean, there's nothing. Is there anything better than that? I don't know, salt and vinegar, whatever your pleasure is. The point is those two things really should go together, that if we are going to do stuff for the benefit of kids, why wouldn't we have leaders from the beginning? And the reason why we don't, I've said this for a very long time, since at least 2006, if not earlier, where why aren't we having more kids in professional learning? Because if it's about them, we need to be there. And the answer is because adults don't want to feel vulnerable not knowing stuff in front of kids. I get that, or maybe I don't agree with this speaker or whatever. But if we're moving down the path and we know we belong and we in this content area and this content belongs with us, then why wouldn't we bring kids along into it, particularly into restorative practices, so that they can learn to lead, so that, y'all, if we're talking about life skills, we're teaching kids how to exist in the world beyond us. Unless they want to live with me for the rest of their lives, they're going to have to learn to do this stuff. And they don't learn it by just watching it. They learn it by doing it. I believe with every fiber of my being that we learn by doing. And so then let's let them start leading and let's start learning from them. Somebody somewhere said, let's learn from the children or something. Google that. Somebody's got the quote. Let the child lead. Is that a thing? That's a thing.
It is a thing.
And I've seen that happen organically in schools. One particular school, they had been doing restorative circles for just a couple of months, and the leadership team was very nervous about doing it. They thought that the adults weren't going to get it, the kids weren't going to do it well, and the kids were really going to hate it. And it literally, just a couple months of doing circles once a week, there was a conflict on a school bus. And the kids said, hey, it was like a sports team. They said, hey, we need to circle up about this, like literally on the bus. And they arranged themselves in a circle on the bus. Somebody said, we need a talking piece. And the adults just sat there, jaws down. This is their report, jaws down, going, the kids are running a circle. They can do it.
They can do it.
If we just
give them the opportunity.
If we just teach them and stop pretending that we're the only ones who can hold leadership. Because if we're preparing them for their world, for their lives, we got to let go of the handle some days. So I would encourage that if you're doing this work, which professional learning and which kids need to be in that together. And so you guys truly are building a partnership that can change.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow, folks. There is, I'm not sure I want to use the word challenge, but maybe a little bit of a challenge, an invitation.
Encouragement.
Encouragement.
You're being called in.
Yeah, there for us, give us something to think about in terms of how we're involving and how we're including and how we're doing things with kids in schools, because, I mean, that's why we're there. So That's big. So, hey, thanks for joining us and hearing the wonderful, wonderful thoughts from Miss Ginger Lewman and myself on the Quick Bites. We hope you come back and join us for more Quick Bites in the future. And until then, talk to you soon.
Next time I'm grabbing a dictionary that has a bunch of adjectives because, man, I feel like I'm just neglecting you, Eric.
Please feel no pressure to do that. But if you're going to do it before June 1, please. See you, folks. Bye.